So here's my battery mod for the Kylin JJPro version. Nothing really special. Just put I had a bunch of 3S batteries lying around. This one's a 2200 battery. Just zip tied it on the back of the strap. Feels pretty comfortable on the back of the head. And then I got some 14 gauge wire. Put some heat shrink around it. Put an XT60 on the end, of course. It does the same thing. If you leave this thing plugged in overnight, the battery is going to drain down on you, just like it did on this little generic version thing. I get about 6 hours of battery life off of this. It lasts a long time, but if I leave it plugged in, it'll suck this battery right down to, where you don't want it down to. Anyways, going in, I took some tin snips, cut the corner out, just enough to fit the 14 gauge wire. So I don't get any light leakage or anything, but I have right here, all heat shrunk up and taped up, is a drop down voltage module, I believe they call it. I'll put a link in the description for it. Basically all you do is you solder your 12 or 14 gauge wire or whatever you use off your XT60, solder in there, take a voltage meter, stick it on this end. There's a little tiny screw here. You turn that and the voltage will rise or fall, and bring her down to about 4 volts or 3.7 if you want to get right on the money. And you can either cut the wire off the end of this. I do not know what this plug's called, sorry about that. I had an extra one laying around. I just ended up throwing it on there. I didn't know if I needed the length. I really didn't need the length, so I got extra in there. What else? I just gotta make sure you unplug the battery so you don't ruin your bigger batteries. I get, like I said, about 6 hours of life on this thing. I charge it, I don't know, maybe once a week or so. I mean, I fly for about an hour a day. And if I leave her plugged in, sometimes the battery will take a charge, sometimes it won't. So that's about the biggest downfall of this whole goggle, is for some reason there's a lot of, it wants battery juice when it's off. So I'll leave a link for the description on this little drop down module, and the rest of it's just kind of hokeyed together here. So hope that helps.